Hello beauties, Shaz here, and today, as promised, we are going to dupe Nudetrals palette from Cosmic Beauty or Cosmic Brushes. I'm going to show you the swatches and then do an eye look at the end of this video. But what you see on the screen includes some extra shades that are going to be substitutes for some of the shades. And I'm going to go over all of those. If that sounds good, as always, give this video a thumbs up and let's jump right in. You're going to see on the screen the shade that I'm using for each of these shades and also an image of the palette to know which shade I'm duping. I also realized that if I do the indirect lighting swatch, you should be able to see all the shifts. In this case, we have a very shimmery white with a gold and a pink shift. Our next shade in a lot of photos looks like a cool toned pink, and in some photos it does go into purple, which is what I used, more like a lavendery purple, so that I could go into the cool toned realms with looks. I took the liberty to pick a pink instead of a light brown for this one because we do have two other light brown shades in this palette, so I kind of wanted to be a little bit creative for this one and not do redundant shades. Beautiful reddish brown neutral, and I love Gulf Coast from Sydney Grace as a dupe for this one. Definitely a must-have shade from Sydney Grace if you want to pick it up during their sale. Cosmic Beauty's website says that this next shade is a beautiful multichrome metallic that shifts from white to gold to green to orange to pink. And Esmeralda from Divina definitely does all of that. I've really tried to capture all of those shades in the swatch, and I do believe that the video captured them pretty well. This is one of those beautiful, beautiful shades. However, because I was not sure if Esmeralda is still available, I know some of these iridescent multichromes are not available on Divina's website anymore. Honey Bunny from Copacetic is another option that you can use, and this is also a super beautiful, beautiful shade with a lot of beautiful metallic shifts. Esmeralda's main shift is red, whereas Honey Bunny's main shift is gold. This one is an almost cool toned nudish brown, a pretty versatile shade that can be used in the crease or just for blending other shades out. We could not do this duping without picking a few shades from Shine by SD. This shade is a dupe for Desire, which according to Cosmic Beauty's website is a smooth multichrome metallic that shifts orangey copper to reddish coppery brown to green, and this shade does all of those. It's actually a phenomenal shade. I love it. And then for the dupe of this next reddish brown nude shade, we have another must-have from Sydney Grace. The description on the website says that the next shade should be a soft gold metallic, but I duped from the photo, which makes it look kind of like a metallic pink, and that's why I picked a pink. And of course, I picked my favorite deep, deep, deep brown matte single, Fried Oreo from Pretties for Your Face, to dupe our next shade, which is a deep brown matte. This shade is supposed to just be a regular metallic, but I thought it would be fun to use a multichrome that is not just mustard color but also has a shift of pink. I thought there are some pinks in this palette and the pink shift could really go with them, hence using Mercury from Terra. This is such a beautiful shade. I love mattes from Copacetic. They are super pigmented and fun. Particularly Clementine seems like a fun shade to use to dupe this shade. As I said earlier, this palette has quite a few light toned browns, and of course, Ivy League is another must-have from Sydney Grace. In the swatch photo posted online, on the Cosmic Beauty website, this shade looks a lot more green than in some other photos of just the palette, and that is why I picked a green, to make the palette more versatile. Our next shade, Lux, is a vibrant duochrome metallic with a golden pink base that illuminates a yellowy green, based on the description on the Cosmic Beauty website. And I had quite a few possibilities for this shade. One is this one, which is Shroom from Copacetic, and it fits that description pretty well. The next one is Explosive from Pretties for Your Face, which is a little deeper, both in the base and on the shifts, than Shroom from Copacetic. This one also has a shift of blue, which then kind of turns into a shift of purple, so giving it even a cool tone shift. Explosive is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade, one of those must-haves from Pretties for Your Face. And then the other possibility is Caterpillar from Looxi, which is missing the deepness of green. Caterpillar does have a little hue of green here and there, but not really, and instead it has a lot more orange shift. And the description online doesn't really say that this should have an orange shift. Another pink shade, of course, the first one wasn't really a pink. I picked a more pink than what was in the palette. And for this one, I picked even a deeper pink to add versatility to the palette. And all of these pinks allow you to make cool toned looks also. I love that Cosmic Beauty's website has a full description of these shades. Velvet is supposed to be a soft, muted, rosy metallic with gold flecks. And Scarlet from Glaminatrix is exactly that. It matches that description 100%. This is another beautiful shade if you want to make cool toned looks. Our next shade, Lust, is supposed to be a cool toned plum matte. We have talked about the complexities associated with purple colors in my color theory series. This color has more blue in it if you want this kind of a purple, and this second option has more red in it if you want to use more of a deep red burgundy plum. I mean, I don't know if I can call this color a plum, but if this kind of a shade is what you want. And then a simple purple metallic for which I picked Crucible from Cleona. I truly hope Cleona brings back these circular pans with their new palettes. There is more hope that these are going to come back. But this one is an amazing option for a dupe. And as much as I don't really like to use black mattes, I kind of had to. And Raven from Looxi is one of the few black matte singles that I own, so it had to be this one. Okay, beauties, let's get to the look. I already primed, where are you? Here, with Glam Lights base. This one, they sent me this one. I don't know what shade this is. It just says eyeshadow base and a bunch of things in Polish, and I don't know Polish. So let's jump into the palette. I am going to start with this pink shade, well, the outside part of my crease. And with a smaller headed brush, I'm going to go into this lavendery shade for the inner part of my crease. And I'm gonna bring this pink lower down. Now with a fluffy brush, I'm gonna go into this reddish brown for the outer V area here. This is supposed to be a summery look, so I kind of want it to be a little colorful and fun and not just a boring neutral look. Very nice. So now you have a couple of options. You can either use this one, which from the photos it looked like it's an orange that has a pink shift, or you can use this one, which is just a pink. And to be a little more interesting, I'm gonna pick the orange with a pink shift. This is the shade, but first a little bit of base booster, and then the shade.
I do have fat fingers, so I'm going to use one of these pointy brushes to get this edge. And that is the look, and I'm kind of liking this because the lavender shade is giving it a completely different flair. It doesn't look like a very boring neutral look. It has a hint of cool tone. Let me go finish the other eye and complete the look off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, I completed the look off camera. Everything I used, as always, is in the description box below. And before we finish this video, I'm going to bring the camera closer and show you a close-up of this look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, let me know if you tried to dupe this palette and used alternative shades to some of these shades. I would love to know if there are better alternatives for some of these shades. Maybe I have some of them. Also, if you enjoy these kinds of dupe videos and you have a recommendation for me to dupe a palette, write in the comments below. I try to dupe some of the palettes that I like, and my duping playlist is going to be recommended to you at the end of this video if you enjoy these kinds of videos. Have an amazing day, and until next time, bye!